Monday, October 14th. We'll call this meeting to order. We have minutes from the September 9th and September 23rd, 2024 meetings. If there's no additions or corrections, we'll entertain a motion to approve those as written.
Move approval of the September 23rd and the September 9th meeting minutes.
All right. Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those minutes are approved. Officer Fikes, we have a new applicant for CNPC. You want to tell us about Kay's Carriage LLC?
Kay's Carriage LLC, Ms. Kayla Knight. She's applying for a non-emergency medical, and she checks out fine with her background check.
Okay, all right. Is the applicant present? Yes. You want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Do I stay here?
You can come to the mic. Just hit one of those buttons up there. There you go. Got it.
Oh, sorry. Hello, my name is Kayla McKnight. I am a registered nurse. I have been one for 8 years, and I'm now starting a non-emergent transportation business here in Birmingham. I'll be taking patients to and from dialysis, doctor's appointments, and stuff like that.
Okay, great. Councilor Woods, you got any questions?
No, sir, I think we're good. I move that we send this item to the full council with the recommendation to approve.
All right, second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's approved, and this will likely be on the council agenda in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. All right, next up, we got Colin Alexander to present on the Bridge Investment Program Planning and Bridge Grant for bridge projects.
Good afternoon to the committee. My name is Colin Alexander. I serve as Program Manager with the Birmingham Department of Transportation. Before you is our general grant application resolution. We are applying for a grant in the Bridge Investment Program. This is one of 2 pots of money in that program. This one's for smaller projects between $2 and $50 million. We're looking at trying to address some of our highest unfunded needs across the city in terms of bridge repairs and replacements. And we're asking for a $5 million total project, so $4 million federal with a $1 million local match. Originally, our high-level estimate, we were anticipating getting about 11 to 12 projects included with that. However, our firmer estimate came in much higher, so we've had to make some cuts. We're now down to 5 bridges that will be done. Prioritize those based on average daily traffic counts, the bridge repair needs, the costs, and prioritizing as many replacements over repairs, as well as bridges that required railroad coordination, because it's a little easier to do that in a grant project than in a locally funded project. So the bridges that we've landed on are going to be Lawson Road at 5 Mile Creek, the 5th Avenue North Railroad Tunnel underneath the old terminal train station site, Green Springs Avenue over the CSX rail line, West Boulevard culvert adjacent to the Roebuck Golf Course, which will be replaced, as well as 2nd Avenue North at 6th Street. There's a culvert there that will be replaced.
Okay. Could you, just since Councilor Tate just came in, could you go back through that list? Because I think there's probably 1 or 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And so just to catch you up, Counselor, originally when we did our high-level estimate to begin the grant application, we were anticipating a $5 million project that could get us about 12 bridges. But when we got our hard estimate back, it was a significantly higher cost. We had to make some cuts. We're going to do a phase 2 application in the next round so that we can get those other bridges. We're not leaving them. But for right now, in this first round, we're going to be applying for repairs to Lawson Road and 5 Mile Creek, for the 5th Avenue North Railroad Tunnel at the old terminal train station site, Green Springs Avenue over the CSX rail line, and then replacing West Boulevard adjacent to the Roebuck Golf Course and Second Avenue North at Sixth Street, where there's a CSX rail line there too.
Okay. So there is one replacement project in there?
Two replacements.
Two replacement
And the others
projects.
are very significant repair projects.
Okay. And this, funding would be for construction?
This is all for construction.
Okay.
Yep, we've got everything scoped out. It would be straight to construction.
Yeah, so this is the sort of traditional, 80-20 match with 20% from
That's
local?
correct. And so what we've been approved for is to go after a $4 million grant ask with a $1 million match for $5 million total. And so since we didn't have approval to go above that, this late in the game, we had to make some cuts in order to fit within that budget.
All right. I'm curious, you said originally there were about a dozen
There's a
bridges?
dozen locations, and like I said, we're keeping those. We're gonna go after a phase 2 application in a future round.
Okay.
Or find another way to fund those, but this is just what we can do right now.
Gotcha. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, just request it. Is that a list something you can share?
I can absolutely get that.
I'd like to, just get that included when that goes to full council.
Sure, I can absolutely get those. I can share that with the chair and have him distribute that to the committee.
Thank you.
I'm curious about the, I forget what they call it, but the one at the terminal station's actually a tunnel. It's
Yep.
not really a bridge.
It is, but it's under the, all of these have to be registered in the Federal Bridge Index. And so
Right.
this is one of them that is registered, and that we inspect it annually as part of that. So it
Okay.
is an eligible, location for this grant program.
Yeah, historically, there's been flooding issues.
That's correct.
At that location, from, I don't know what the current status of the lighting is, but, lighting's
So
been an issue.
the lighting, we have a parallel project we're doing with Alabama Power to restore lighting and viaducts.
Okay.
So the lighting, which was originally gonna be part of this scope, we took out of the scope, and we're gonna do that in parallel with Alabama Power if we're awarded.
Okay,
So the lighting will be included, it just won't be a line item in this project specifically.
right. And will the, drainage also be addressed?
Let me double check.
I bring that up because,
Yes, yeah, it would include repairing drainage and adding pump facilities.
okay, great, that's great news.
Yep.
With the opening of, Stivers Ford's maintenance facility, there's also another location, another viaduct, on the other side of Stivers, and around, just on the other side of 32nd Street
Right.
that floods. And, so have, gotten feedback from folks in that area that, some of the ingress and egress is hampered when we have flooding issues there.
Yeah, and the Messer Airport one is moving in a different path. So this is just the other side that we're able to address.
Okay, great. All right, Counselor Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colin, I know a lot, I get asked a lot about the Pratt City Bridge. What are some plans for that bridge?
So, the Pratt City Replacement Project, so that project is still, we have a grant-funded project that we're working through, I think we're in right-of-way phase of that, so that project is still moving, it's just slow, it's a very complex project. We can coordinate with our capital projects team and try to get you an update specifically on that.
Okay, and then I heard you say about the lighting under the viaducts. I know, and Councilor, President Quinn probably have heard this, but like where Fountain Heights Rec Center is, and you know how you come out and you go up under the, what's the plan to light that up?
Yeah, so like I said, we're working through, And I'll have to go back and look at what the prioritized list is with Alabama Power. And, we're having to coordinate with ALDOT on some things with that too. Right now, Alabama Power is focusing, they've got one more rail viaduct with Norfolk Southern at MLK and Lum that they're working on right now. And that's kind of a priority because it's got a railroad agreement with a timetable on it they need to complete. Once they get that done, let me circle back with our lighting team and kind of see if I can find what the timetable is. But the goal is to upgrade all of the lighting underneath viaducts throughout the city.
Because I know the president of Fountain Hike has, mentioned that one on multiple times, as we've sent numerous emails over. And also, what is the plan, or do we have any updates on the lighting coming off the 16th Street exit? I mean, like, it is seriously pitch black dark there.
So what I can tell you, so interstate lighting in general, which would include off-ramp components like that, is complicated. We are working in context with ALDOT to do assessments on 4 key corridors. That's one of the corridors, and those assessments will at least give us a sense of what the issue is so that we can know how to address it and how to tackle it. We're working that in partnership with ALDOT. I'm not sure what the timetable is, but again, I can follow up with that and give you an update.
Because is the Jarvis Leonard still the contact person that we need to be communicating with? Because I sent him an email back in April, and then I pushed it back to him to no avail. Haven't heard anything. And that was a question. The email was
Sure.
for the 16th Street, because again,
Right.
Our Fountain Heights constituents was talking about the viaducts and, coming off of the 16th Street ramp, how dark it is. It's extremely dark.
Let us follow up and then follow back up with you. It's a pretty complicated issue, and I don't want you to not get the answer you want because it's getting passed around. So let us circle back with our team internally with leadership and get you an answer.
Okay, and then my final question would be updates on, the Westchester area and the speed cushions for District 9. How close are we, addressing some of those speed cushions in D9?
Yeah, I know there's been a request, and we just haven't had the capacity or time just quite yet. I know there's a request from the committee for an update on traffic calming, so let me keep working on getting one together for you guys at a future committee date.
And I think every time I say final, and also, can you guys, when you get ready to pave roads in the district, kind of alert us so we can kind of get some real-time footage, kind of say, hey, this is happening over here. Because 27th Street in North Birmingham, I just happened to be coming out of Fultondale and went off on 27th Street, and I was like, ooh, they've paved this road. How nice.
Yes, ma'am.
So just like if you guys know that you're about to pave,
Yeah,
I would love to capture some of that footage.
We can coordinate with that. I know that that's been a request. That's more something I'll need to run with capital projects to coordinate. But we've had a request from the mayor's side PIO for updates on that. And let me see how we can coordinate that with council side PIO and see if we can do that together.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah. So I guess we're going to move on to new and old business. Well, I guess we need to
Yeah, we need to
make
vote.
to vote on sending this grant application to the full council. So,
Move we send this item to full council with the recommendation to approve.
Second.
all right, all in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
Okay, so before you go away, we've been, obviously there's a desire to see, to get more information about the traffic calming, situation and kind of where we are. And I think it would be really helpful, if nothing else, if we had, like a spreadsheet of all of their requested locations. If that could be translated into a map, that would be, even better.
Okay.
The other thing that, if I had my wish list, relative to traffic calming is, where, our crash data, is and how that corresponds to the traffic calming request. And any thoughts that VDOT might have, about, we're being told that the list has grown to about 500 locations. So, barring, significant expansion of the program by bringing in some outside help, which is probably something that we need to discuss as well, but there would probably need to be some, even with outside help, there would need to be some prioritization. And I think, crash data would be one of those variables that we would want to look at in terms of saying, well, if we put, some sort of traffic calming measures at this location, then we're likely to see reduced number of traffic incidents. So, at a minimum, a spreadsheet of the locations, if that could be translated into a map or a map also mapped, that would be great. And then, how that corresponds to locations where there's a higher number of traffic accidents or crashes, that would be useful information as well. So that helpful? Yeah, okay. Any other new and old business we need to cover? We did have another submission for this meeting, in that the agreement with, the annual agreement with BJCTA is up for renewal. So, but having had a sidebar conversation with Director Fowler, we felt like we were confident that there might be some language changes that need to happen there. So, my intention is at the next committee meeting that will be on the agenda. So look forward to that. If there's nothing else. Yeah. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.